The more spoilers and leaks that we see from Modern Horizons 3, the harder it's becoming to justify the price. Nothing you see in today's video is likely to change your mind one way or the other how you feel about Modern Horizons 3. But let's try anyway. Welcome back everyone, MTG Moxman here. Thanks again for hanging out with me on my channel today, and a reminder before we start today's video that if you enjoy the Moxman, if you want to see more of my content, all you need to do is like and subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification bell, and you'll see the Moxman every single day. I'm happy to put out fresh content so we can continue this conversation of Magic the Gathering. So what are we talking about? Well, we've had a whole new host of spoilers and leaks come onto the scene in the last couple of days. I guess the last 48 hours by the time you're watching this video. When you start adding up all the cards you're seeing, the rarities, you start to get a clearer picture of what Modern Horizons 3 is going to be and what it wishes it was. Because there's a real distinction between these two types of warring classes hoping to get a toehold in the players' minds. They want you to buy the cards. They want you to be happy with the cards. That's, from Wizards of the Coast point of view. But they don't want you to be too happy. And they want to be able to replace these cards with something better down the line. Or at least mimic something enough that you like it enough to buy it. It's kind of an interesting thing. Now, when you take a look at what this product is offering, let's not forget we got play booster boxes, right? That's the new kind of set draft combination box at a brand new price tag. Then you also have the collector boxes, bundle packs, and brand new modern commander decks, which if you watched yesterday's video, you found out a lot of these orders are now starting to be canceled. Check in with your local LGS to see if they're honoring their deals they've made with you and the price point in which you bought them at. It's kind of a touchy subject for some of these people out there, so be aware of it, okay? Just watch yesterday's video, kind of gives you a hashtag of what's going on out there. So what are we talking? When we look at the cards, let me share this with you here. This one here shows 41% of mythics have been shown. That's 10 of 24 mythics, not including the commander deck cards you may see. 41% of rares have been shown, which is 32 rares out of the 78 rares. And honestly, I don't care about the commons and uncommons. They should be absolutely everywhere when we see enough boxes opened. The only one that may have a little bit of concern is Urza's Cave, but I'm sure we'll find out more about how that card's going to play out as soon as we start seeing our first box opening videos in the next few weeks when these things really start coming online. Or when we see all the spoilers, where they May 21st, we start seeing everything. That's next week? All right. So next week. So, when you look at the box prices, at least here in Canada, I know in the US versus Amazon, local retailer, TCG player, and other places you may be buying your cards, there's a little bit of a price disparity. But here in Canada, I think the best price I've found is $4.99 for a collector box. And then we've got $3.84 for the play booster box. And those are the two I want to focus on. When you start looking at the cards they're offering us and the pre-order pricing for a lot of these cards, which of course are starting to spike up, a lot of FOMO going around, and I know there are massive pre-orders going in for some of these cards like Urza's Cave. I want you to ignore all of it. Remember, I'm not trying to change your mind if you love the product or not. I want to put a little bit of a realism on you right now. Let's start with, do we think it's going to sell out? Is there a possibility that you won't have access to these cards in the next 3 to 6 months? I'd say it's 0% chance they're going to sell out. They're going to be available because they're still printing them. They're going to reissue them. They're going to send a second wave if they have to, if they sell out. It's going to be available. Now, collector boxes. People, hey, they've tightened up the print runs. What does that mean? It means smaller stores are going to run out, but the larger stores are going to have it available. It's a pretty simplistic way of looking at it. And I know there are problems with allocation numbers. I know that. I'm well aware that stores are having issues. They may have asked for 3 cases and they're getting 6 boxes. I know. I've heard it. I know it's kind of going in the rounds right now. And I understand there is going to be some difficulty for certain stores. But the larger LGSs in major cities don't seem to have any trouble getting the product. And if I look around locally here, a lot of the old product is still sitting on shelves now with nobody buying it. So yes, it's going to be available. Even the scarce collector boxes, depending on where you look, they're going to be available for you to purchase. You just got to look around. Now, the cards within the sets, they could be very hard to get. They could be very easy to get, depending on the variation and cards you want to get your hands on. But are they going to be impossible? Probably not, right? It's not going to be impossible to find them. Everything's got a price tag. Everything has a price attached to it. And if you offer enough money, you're going to get the cards you want. Ugin's Labyrinth, all the way through to Urza's Caves. You just got to pay. You got to show the money, and you'll get your cards. Don't worry about it. Now, when we go forward, though, when you look at Wizards of the Coast and what they may try to do in the future, depending on the success of products like this, they understand the player's psyche far more than the average player probably does. They got all kinds of people working on this all the time, and most of us just want to play the game and enjoy it. Some of the card combinations that we've been seeing inside the set, you see new tribal classes coming online. We see additions like things to the Eldrazi, but you see new things like the Lagoyfs becoming a really big thing, and you see a little augmentation factor for things like elves and goblins, a few nice artifacts topped in. Honestly, as much as I panned the beginning thinking there was no way this set would be any good, I actually think this set's going to be okay. I think there's going to be a lot of good cards in there, a lot of value for people who want to get it. But that doesn't justify some of the prices we're seeing right now for the pre-order pricing all the way through of what happens if we see a box price spike. If something ridiculous happens, some amazing card comes online and you see a collector box go up, because here's the problem. The collector boxes have 12 packs. 12. Yes, there'll be fetch lands. Yes, some of these specialty cards will be there. But there's only 12 packs at $500. Okay? Here in Canada, that's about $50 a pack. If that Ugin land is what I want and it's $75, well, why would I risk 2 collector packs when I could just buy the Ugin, right? It's like the Sheoldred argument when it first came out. I skipped buying 2 collector packs so I could just buy a Sheoldred, the Apocalypse, right? I figured, why take the risk? I'm going to bring that same analogy to this argument and say it's just not worth buying right now. And I don't recommend you buy collector boxes off the hop. If you want to buy them just to open and have fun with, I'd go with the play booster boxes. You're going to get a lot more cards, a lot more fun and variance, and a lot more excitement for your dollar. For $380 something, 36 packs, yes, you won't get as many rares and mythics of commensurate value off the hop, but we don't know where some of these cards are going to fall as the box prices start to open. We don't know what the end value is going to be. We just know it's going to be higher than last time. Unlike Modern Horizons 2, which saw a mass box opening, I will agree, and I do support the argument that we are going to have boxes opened, yes, but not to the degree we used to have in previous iterations and sets, which means the prices of singles are likely to stay a lot higher than they used to. And that's something players just have to get cued into the brain that that's the new price memory. If that Ugin's Labyrinth goes over $100, do I consider that too expensive or too weak? Well, it depends on what you're building with, how you're going to be utilizing the card. Everyone's going to have what they think is a good price for something and what they think is a bad price for something. And then the market will actually tell you what those are going to be based on the meta in which we find these cards used in. It's going to be an exciting time. I'm going to find it pretty exciting myself to see how this plays out compared to other years and other sets. This is the closest we're getting this year to the kind of Ultimate Masters series sets we're used to seeing, and that's fine. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of good cards are coming out, and I think in the end, I think there's going to be a lot of collector boxes not sold, and I think we're going to see more of the play booster boxes actually opened, just because the sheer volume of cards which are going to have some value to draw players in, something to get you interested, not to mention players who just want to draft a few times and have some good nights playing. Okay, a few pre-release nights, everyone just spends $100 and something bucks and has a pre-release evening. It makes sense to me that players may want to do this and do it more often than not. I mean, the pre-releases are going to be expensive, absolutely, but some players like to do it later on, 3 months, 6 months down the road. It still happens all the time. You just don't hear about it as much as we used to back in the heyday of 2022. Going forward, knowing we've seen as many of the cards as we have a good understanding of what they are going to offer inside the set. From some of the reprints like we've seen, Deserted Temple and stuff coming back into play. Yes, I mentioned Deserted Temple again. There was a reason for all this. And then you start seeing some new cards coming online, which will connect with other decks to offer some synergy. They've made sure they've connected the dots. There's a few cards I still hope we get to see, namely some new form of the Yavimaya Cradle of Growth lands, the Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth. I'm really hoping we still get to see that card somewhere inside this set. And you know what? We still got quite a few cards to go, which could lend to that and maybe really spark interest in some of these cards. Either way, I can't wait to see what you guys think in the comments section. Knowing what you know now and visually looking at all the cards we've seen, are you on the side of buying a box? Or are you on the side of buying a single? Where do you fall? And if you're buying a box, which one would you buy? This is the conversation we're having today. I hope you guys watch till the end. I gotta know what you guys are thinking about, because I know how a lot of my friends are thinking, but you know what? A larger pool of conversation is always an important thing to get information. Thanks again for hanging out with me today on the video. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow for another video. And don't forget, shop smart, shop S-Mart. This channel is brought to you and supported by the patrons of this channel, as well as narrated and hosted by MTG Moxman. Because of the amazing patrons we have and the YouTube membership members, this channel is able to put out daily content every single day, bringing you Magic the Gathering news and conversation. So thanks again to everyone who supports my channel. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, and don't forget, have a great day. Welcome back to the Ramble Jamble. You've made it to the end. You're here. Yep. No going back now. Don't close the door. You don't know what's going to happen. Stick around. What, your wife's there too? She can watch. Come on over. Excuse me, back there. Yes, you, over there. Come here. Come a little closer. Don't be shy. I want to talk to you too. Number one, thank you for letting everyone watch my show. It's awesome. I appreciate it. Guys, when you look at that number I showed you, 41. Here, I'll show you again. 41. 41% of mythics, 10 of 24, 41% of rares. 32 has 78. That's kind of weird, isn't it, that they're both the exact same number? We've had a lot of leaks in the past, and you know, we understand this happens to the exact same number. It's not 41 and 32% or 55 and 23%. Weird, right? I'm just saying, the tinfoil hat gets on and it goes for a bicycle ride, and you don't know what it's going to come back with. You don't know if it's coming back with double chocolate fudge, strawberry, or maybe bubblegum. Bubblegum flavor ice cream. You know it's good. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for hanging out. Thanks for being here. We're going to see some interesting things happen, I think, with some of the sales for this product. Can't be helped. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. And at the end of the video, at the very end, keep going, keep going. I got coffee burp. I want you guys to know, if you made it this far in the video, like right here, I want you to put Rainbow Bright. That's right, in the comment section. Mrs. Mox wanted me to say it.